It's February 25th, and this is CCN. On today's broadcast, why does FFA want your shoes? What electives do you want to take next year? We'll look into these questions, plus Cassie Hopgood and MJ Mayo key you in on what's going on out in the world and here at HCHS. This is CCN, and now MJ Mayo.
Good morning, Colonels, and welcome to the CCN. I'm MJ Mayo.
And I'm Cassie Hopgood. I don't know about you, MJ, but I'm glad today's not a snow day.
Why is that, Cassie?
Because then we wouldn't be able to celebrate National Clam Chowder Day together as a school.
Sure. Well, let's move on to the news, shall we?
First up, congratulations to the Drama Club for their first ever improv night last night. I hope to see a lot more in the future.
The Equality Club is meeting tomorrow during PLT in the auditorium. You cannot attend this meeting if you are already claimed, but if you aren't yet claimed, the Equality Club is happy to have you.
Seniors, remember today is your last chance to order your cap and gown from Balfour. They will be here through all 4 lunches. Check with your PLT teacher if you still need a packet.
And finally, the FFA wants your shoes. For more information, Jordan King went out into the field to find out more about this important donation drive.
Thanks, MJ. Over the next few weeks, the FFA will be collecting shoes and books. The CCN was wondering why, so I found out.
Whenever you're ready, they're going to go. Yeah.
Just go.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm JT Payne. I'm the president of the Henderson County FFA chapter.
Hello, I'm Kelsey Nobles, the reporter of the FFA chapter. The Henderson County FFA chapter is putting on it's not really a fundraiser, but it's like going for a good cause. It's we're collecting old shoes anybody doesn't want. It's called Water Step, and we're partnering with the Extension Office. And anyone that has old shoes, you can bring it down here, and the shoes go towards water purifications in third world countries.
And we're also doing a book drive we're collecting books that are on a kindergarten to first grade level, preferably about farming and agriculture. And what we're doing with those is we're donating a bookshelf to each of the elementary schools in Henderson, so therefore the kids will have their own section in the library where they can get books and read about farming and agriculture, which is what FFA promotes. And this is one of our bookshelves that we are beginning. It's not finished yet, but this is kind of one of the prototypes of the bookshelves that will be going to each of the elementary schools.
Thanks for tuning in. If you would like to donate, talk to an FFA friend. This is Jordan King signing off.
Thanks, Jordan. That's a pretty important thing that most people don't think about. Some people just need a good pair of shoes.
Absolutely, Cassie. It reminds me of a story we did a few weeks ago about a police officer who bought a young man some shoes and helped change his life. Just giving a little can go a long way.
It really can. Now let's move on to some other important stories around the world.
On Tuesday night, the thousands of Nevada voters turned out to cast votes for their chosen Republican presidential candidate. Counting the votes ran on into the night, but the winner was declared the instant voting stopped, with Donald Trump once again coming out on top by a wide margin. Garnering nearly twice the number of votes his closest competitor gained, Trump declared in a victory speech how wide his appeal was, saying, "We won with the young, we won with the old, we won with the highly educated, we won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated." As of press time, Trump now has 81 delegates pledged to him in the nomination process, with Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz tied at 17 in a far behind second place. All that can change, though, next Tuesday night, when the so-called Super Tuesday primary elections can tip the scales. We'll keep you informed as this long election season rolls on.
This election just keeps seeming crazy, huh? You know what else is crazy? When a 5-year-old girl rescues her blind grandmother from a house fire this past week. In a small town in Louisiana, Chloe Woods woke up early Wednesday morning to a smoke alarm going off, and then went to another bedroom to find her grandmother and let her outside. What caused this little girl to be so brave? Her school recently toured the local fire station and were given a basic safety talk. It turns out field trips really are important.
Absolutely. That's just an amazing story, Cassie. Also amazing, what 3D printing is capable of. Originally, it was just thought to be a great way to make an action figure that kind of looked like you if you spent some time in a microwave. But now scientists have successfully 3D printed an ear. Now that might sound weird, but the printed organ was then transplanted onto a lab mouse, which allowed the fake tissue to slowly be overtaken by actual organic material, keeping the ear alive for 2 months. And this is just the start, because scientists believe that 3D printing working human hearts kidneys, and other organs is only a few years away, which could save countless patients in need of organ transplants.
Wow, who would have thought living in the future was so awesome? Speaking of awesome technology, do you use GPS to help keep track of your workouts? One bicyclist in Canada took on a challenge to not just ride his bike around town, but to make some interesting patterns while doing it. Stephen Lund started using his bike's GPS system to map out some neat drawings, including a giraffe, Queen Elizabeth, and Darth Vader. His longest trip took 14 hours to make this mermaid. What a great way to be artistic and athletic at the same time.
Yeah, he's way more focused on fitness than anyone I know. Good for him. And speaking of good for people, I understand you've done some work looking into electives people might want to take.
That's right, MJ. This past week with scheduling on everyone's mind, I wanted to talk to a few students about some electives students at the county might want to take. So what new elective will you be teaching next year?
Well, next year we're starting a guitar class. It's basically an intro to guitar, so it's taking people at any skill level with guitar. So if you play for a long time, if you played for 10 years, or if you've never had a guitar in your hands before, it's just a chance to get in and kind of just get your hands on a new instrument and start to learn something that can be rewarding the rest of your life.
So what electives will you be teaching next year?
I'm excited. I'm going to, on the PE side, beginning yoga and also an aerobic class. I mean, I love to exercise, so yoga will be a good way to get some stretching and strength in and burn some calories, and without a lot of sweat, and it doesn't take a lot of space, and you don't have to dress out, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also then I love the aerobic side of it. I'm also teaching an aerobic class where we're going to be doing step and kickboxing incorporated in this class I teach at the Y called Ripped. It's going to be a lot of it, so it's going to be more intense, exercise. So I'm looking forward to both of those.
New classes that are going to be offered here in the art department are Intro to 2D, Intro to 3D, printmaking, and advertising design. So Intro to 2D, you're going to be exploring different kinds of mediums from drawing to painting, kind of getting your hands dirty. We're going to be doing drawing and painting and maybe some collage and other things that are two-dimensional, which goes beyond what we do in drawing our Art 1 and Art 2, just to give you kind of an intro to those things. Intro to 3D is going to be actually building things, three-dimensional things with different types of materials. Intro classes are for students who would have taken humanities and who might enjoy the art part more than the other part. So you would just choose art. So if you'd like to do things three-dimensionally, maybe build things, if you like doing things with your hands, that's a good class for you. That's what we're hoping to do, maybe do some big sculptures like a group work. And for Intro to 2D, it's more the same kind of idea. It's what you would do for humanities, but you just focus on the art part, and it would be two-dimensional. Hopefully we do some things around the school for that. That would satisfy your humanities requirement.
What are you looking forward through the class?
I'm just hoping to get another outlet for creativity in the school. I'm hoping to provide something that, if somebody doesn't fit into the traditional band or choir, they can still be in music, but they have a new avenue to do that.
Thank you. So what are you hoping from the class?
I'm just hoping that it appeals. It's a different way to get exercise in and to be a stress relief, and maybe for kids that don't want to have an academic class, but again, they're getting exercise is so important. I feel like your whole outlook on life is better when you've exercised, and I know mine is, and it's a big stress release for me. So that's what I'm hoping. Yoga appeals to some people, and aerobics appeals to other types of people. So
why do you want to take guitar?
Taking guitar has really been a thing that I've always wanted to do, and when I was 14 or so, I had an interest in it and I took a part of it, but I want to learn how to be more advanced.
Don't forget to turn those scheduling forms in next week, everyone. And if you're looking for electives and like to be a part of something really special, Intro to Media is a great choice.
That's right, Cassie. Intro to Media. Be a voice the whole school listens to. And now on to another group of people we all listen to. Here's some entertainment news for you.
What do you hope to do when you're 90? Well, if your answer is singing and dancing, then you should pay attention to Dick Van Dyke, who played a major role in the movie Mary Poppins 52 years ago and proved this past week he still got it. Dancing along with some professional dancers at Disneyland's 60th anniversary celebration on TV this past Sunday, Van Dyke proved that sometimes age really just is a number.
So true. And for those of you who want to claim the same thing about age not mattering so you can get that tattoo you've been longing for, let's turn our attention to Adam Levine, lead singer of Maroon 5, talent coach for The Voice, and avid tattoo enthusiast. This past week, Levine revealed a massive new nautical back tattoo, complete with ocean waves, a sailing ship, and a mermaid. Don't think this was just a quick ink job, though. The tattoo has been in the work for 6 months, showing that if you're going to do something permanent to your body, you want to make sure it's done patiently and correctly.
Yeah, definitely not a 30-minute tattoo session job. If you missed the Grammys, then you might have missed the tragic moment when Adele sang her latest hit, All I Ask, as technical mishaps caused the performance to be a little bit of a mess. Sadly, Adele admitted to crying straight through the next day because she was so embarrassed. But maybe this good news will help dry those tears. After her album 25 fell to number 2 slot last week, it bounced back to number 1 on Billboard charts. The album has been out for 3 months and has sold over 8 million copies, so I don't think Adele needs to worry too much over that one bad performance.
And you know what? I'm not done with Adele yet. Who wants to hear about Taylor Swift when you've got America's current favorite Brit trolling a Jamba Juice? Adele went on The Ellen Show recently and was asked to pull some pranks on the local juice dispensary, asking for a large juice in a small cup and commenting, "Do I pay? I'm a celebrity." All while the unsuspecting employees dealt with her strange demands. Luckily, it all ended with laughs and not just another TMZ story about a celebrity gone crazy.
Maybe I should try that sometime, like ask Fazoli's for extra breadsticks because I'm a celebrity on the CCN.
Cassie, you realize that they'll just give... You know what? Never mind. Now, as Cassie said at the top of the show, today is National Clam Chowder Day. And while that might be important for some of us to observe, there's another holiday that you might consider.
That's right. It's called Quiet Day. While it was originally started by the Church of England, it is very much something we can use in our everyday lives.
Quiet Day was meant to be a day where you, obviously, are more quiet, but for a reason. Reducing the volume you make helps reduce the volume around you, and when things are quieter, it's easier to take in what you hear.
So in the halls, in your classes, even on your ride home, think about how being quieter can help you get to know the world around you a little better, as well as being able to hear your own thoughts a little easier.
Seriously, you might be amazed with what you hear, both on the outside and on the inside. That's all we've got for you on this week's show. I'm MJ Mayo.
And I'm Cassie Hopgood, signing off for the CCN.